Studio 300 on Cal Poly's campus, you're watching Cptv.
Today on Cptv, we'll give you insight into the tragic death of one of our very own Cal Poly students.
We have the latest on the continuously growing rent prices.
And we talk to police about the spike in parking tickets.
Hi, thank you for joining us. I'm Lena Soy.
And I'm Ariel Plavnik, and you're watching Cptv. Cal Poly students gathered this week to remember the life of a Mustang. Cptv reporter Christina Favuzzi was there for the special memorial.
This is a very difficult day for our Cal Poly family because the loss of Brandon is a loss for every single one of us.
Sophomore biology student Brandon Huang died early Sunday morning. University police received a call to Gypsum in Poly Canyon Village just before midnight Saturday that a 20-year-old student was unresponsive and in need of medical help. Huang was taken to Sierra Vista Medical Center where he was pronounced dead. The Cal Poly community gathered in UU Plaza on Wednesday night for a candlelight vigil to remember the pre-med student who was described as warm, modest, active, and outgoing.
It meant a lot to see how many people came out and to see his family here and all the support that they have from everybody. It was really cool to see.
Huang's parents were there to remember their son.
Give each other hugs and just hold hands because that was how Brandon is.
Sophomore Brian Henson grew up with Huang.
Tall, extremely tall, gentle giant. Was on the basketball courts and we were all very intimidated of him until we got to know him and found out he was basically just a giant teddy bear.
The gathering moved to the second floor of the UU for a slideshow and gave people an opportunity to write a message to Brandon.
I didn't know him that well, but every time I saw him, he just was always smiling and just had this outgoing personality about him, and I know that he touched a lot of people.
Huang celebrated his 20th birthday on February 4th. Since his passing, friends have left dozens of messages on his Facebook page, honoring and remembering Brandon Huang. Christina Favuzzi, Cptv.
The Sheriff's Department does not suspect foul play, but is waiting for the results of the toxicology report expected back in 2 or 3 weeks.
Students to ask for help if they are struggling with this loss. Dozens of Cal Poly students are looking for housing because the San Luis Obispo Fire Department condemned the condos they live in. Fire inspectors say the lofts in the Pine Creek apartments violate health and safety codes. The loft areas were originally approved for storage, but were being used as bedrooms. Inspectors say that the water heaters and furnaces in the lofts are a risk for carbon monoxide poisoning, asphyxiation, or fire.
No idea what's going to happen. It's kind of in our landlord's hands, so we kind of just have to wait, which is pretty bad for us, especially the roommate who lives in the loft, because she doesn't really know. Does she have to look for another place to live? Can she keep living there? Does she have to pack up all her stuff? It just kind of is a bad situation for all of us.
The tenants say the landlords are financially responsible for fixing the violations and paying for relocation costs.
Rent prices are increasing in San Luis Obispo. Cptv reporter Julianne Roth shows us why prices are going up.
According to the U.S. Census Bureau, the population in San Luis Obispo is just over 45,000 people. In 2011, 8% of the Cal Poly student body was from the Central Coast area. Cal Poly students alone make up about 40% of the population. 60% of households in SLO are rental housing units. Real estate agencies know that 40% of the population has to live somewhere, preferably close to campus.
All the students have to live somewhere. So if you're going to be raising up these rents just because they can do so, doesn't make that right for us when they know mostly students are renting it. There's not a whole lot of general population living here who aren't students.
California West Real Estate Management has increased its rental prices at El Dorado and Garfield Arms apartments twice in the past 2 years. Valencia student exclusive apartments are also increasing its rental prices for the next leasing period. Some speculate that the rent is increasing because of other costs of living that are going up.
I know that prices have increased on water and on trash, and owners who pay water and trash for their tenants those tenants might see an increase in rent.
Others blame the market for the increase.
For each of our properties, as we consult with those investors as to whether or not they think that it's appropriate to raise rents or not. And it's really market driven.
Regardless of the reason for the increases, students are looking for new places to live. Julianne Roth, Cptv.
The Mustang Daily is holding a housing fair so students can check out options. It's this Thursday on Dexter Lawn from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. This month, you can digest more than just food in the UU. This Tuesday, Student Life and Leadership is presenting a Soup and Substance event. The presentations discuss issues in the world while viewers sip on free soup.
There is someone who presents from one of the different factions of Student Life and Leadership. So this week it was Safer, so that's who I'm representing. And
the next Soup and Substance will be on Brother Outsider, the story of Bayard Rustin. It's held in the UU, room 220 at 11 a.m. on Tuesdays.
The Cal Poly College Republicans Club hosted New York Times best-selling author and Fox News contributor Katie Pavlich on campus this week. Pavlich spoke to a full room about a Second Amendment gun rights and gun control on Monday night. She argues that gun control bans are being placed on the wrong weapons and that assault weapon bans are ineffective.
Just for the record, automatic weapons, assault weapons, have been banned or highly regulated since the 1930s.
Pavlich encourages people to learn more about gun ownership and how to responsibly handle a gun. You can learn more about her views in her best-selling book, Fast and Furious, Barack Obama's Bloodiest Scandal and Shameful Cover-Up. President Obama, in his fourth State of the Union address, outlined goals for his second term in front of both houses of Congress.
It is our unfinished task to restore the basic bargain that built this country. The idea that if you work hard and meet your responsibilities, you can get ahead. No matter where you come from, no matter what you look like or who you love.
President Obama affirmed that the State of the Union is strong and ready to move forward. The president is calling on Congress to help the thriving middle class and make high-quality preschool available to every child in America. The president announced a major troop withdrawal from Afghanistan, a path to citizenship for the 11 million illegal immigrants currently in the U.S., and made clear he wants action on gun control. The president says Americans will get more details when he releases his 2013 budget.
The Pope is stepping down from his post as the head of the Catholic Church. Pope Benedict XVI announced Monday that he will resign at the end of this month. He is the first pope to step down since the year 1415. The 85-year-old says it's because of his old age. The Vatican says health concerns are not the reason the Pope is resigning. In 1991, the Pope had a brain hemorrhage, and in 2009, he fell and broke his wrist. A new Pope is expected to be in place by Easter. The LAPD confirms the charred remains from a cabin fire on Wednesday are former police officer Christopher Donors. He is suspected of killing 4 people. The week-long police hunt for Dorner came to a conclusion on Wednesday in Big Bear, where he barricaded himself in a cabin surrounded by police. He fired shots, injuring one deputy in the area and killing another. During the shootout, officers launched tear gas into the cabin, which resulted in a fire. Dorner died inside the cabin in that fire. Coming up after the break, we have Cptv reporter Kelly McDonald live at the tall ships in Morro Bay, and we'll also give you the inside story on the increasing campus parking citations. Stay tuned. The tall ships sailed into Morro Bay this week, and they will be staying until Thursday. Reporter Kelly McDonald is on board. Now, how's it looking, Kelly?
Ahoy there, I'm standing here on the Hawaiian Chieftain, and right behind me is the Lady Washington. I highly recommend coming out here, especially going on the sailing tours, because they've been seeing a lot of dolphins out there. Back to you guys in the studio.
That's really amazing. I've actually never even heard of the tall ships.
Yeah, I want to go there.
The Lady Washington and Hawaiian Chieftain are replicas or boats that sailed the seas in the 1700s. The ships are open for walk-on tours from 10 to 1, and a $3 donation is appreciated.
Apart from the walk-on tours, there are adventure sails and battle sails. During the adventure sails, you get to sing shanties, hear stories, and see marine wildlife. The battle sails are a recreation of a naval engagement between two sailing ships. These ships have been traveling up and down the West Coast and are headed to San Francisco next.
I hope I can get out to Morro Bay while those ships are still out. I'd really like to go on and see them. I'll give them a $3 donation.
I would too.
Back on land, gas prices are rising in San Luis Obispo. San Luis Obispo has the third most expensive gas in California, and it holds the record for the highest average gas prices at $4.75. SLO is the most expensive in the county, with prices topping out at $4.25 at some stations.
Obispo City, we're the richest part of the county, and people who have more money in their pocket would increase the demand for gas. That would be one possibility.
Currently, the Chevron located on Santa Rosa and Foothill has the highest prices for gas in San Luis Obispo.
NASA's 8th Landsat satellite is celebrating its 4th successful day in orbit. The Landsat satellite is pointing at Earth and joined Landsat 5. It will monitor and provide feedback about the Earth's resources.
2, 1, 0, have ignition, and liftoff of the Atlas V rocket.
The Landsat Data Continuity Mission, LDCM, is a collaboration between NASA and the U.S. Geological Survey. The Landsat series have been continuously observing Earth's land surfaces since 1972.
It might seem like there's been an increase in parking enforcement this year. Cptv reporter Armando Garcia has some statistics on parking citations and where that money's going.
It's hard to look past the bright yellow envelopes stuffed under the windshield wipers of cars on Cal Poly parking lots this quarter. And while statistics show that there is a slight increase in citations compared to last year, the number of parking officers has actually decreased. 10,441 citations were issued fall 2011 with 14 officers on patrol. And in fall 2012, there was 10,700 citations with just 12 officers on the street. But parking officer Tara Beecher says fewer officers does not mean higher enforcement.
10 to 15 maybe in a day. I give a lot of warnings. Everybody gets a warning. If you come up and the meter's flashing and I haven't finished the ticket and you haven't had a warning, get a warning.
Ironically, I got this citation while I was shooting the story. Now, while it's no surprise that this is not my first citation this school year, what may surprise you is where your money goes when you pay your fines.
The money that we get for the parking tickets, the parking citations, goes to alternative forms of transportation. And what that means to the students is it's the city bus and the regional bus for free.
Permit violation fees also help pay off the bonds for Cal Poly's parking structure. And although it's money that is benefiting the students still rush to their cars when their meter is ticking down. Armando Garcia, Cptv.
All citations can be appealed on campus at the University Police Department.
Students marched hand in hand through campus on Thursday to make a statement.
Gay activism is important. It's important to be out on the campus. It's important to make a statement and let people know your values.
Cal Poly's Dean of Students showed her support of the queer community at the Pride Center's Same-Gender Hand-Holding Day. Students and faculty held hands and marched through campus to familiarize people with LGBT couples showing each other affection. Freshman Jacob Hovland says he's sometimes scared to hold his boyfriend's hand in public.
There's been a few times where we've been downtown and I've wanted to hold his hand before, but you hear stories. It doesn't really help with that comfort of being able to hold the hand with the person you love. So for me, this was really nice because it kind of improved that sense of safety that I have here on campus.
Hopefully, if everything goes hand-holding day, and
The Pride Center was happy with this. The Pride Center was happy with this year's turnout, and they hope to see more people participate next year.
This weekend is the California Rare Fruit Growers' 20th Annual Scion Exchange and Grafting Workshop. People from all over the General Coast gather to graft fruit trees under the direction of experts. The event allows fruit enthusiasts to interact, exchange ideas, and create new strains of fruit trees.
Because grafting is it's kind of like magic. It is more fun when that thing starts to bloom. When this starts to grow, you know you've got a connection, and the magic is going to make that into a tree that really belongs to you.
The workshop is this Saturday, February 16th at 1:30 p.m. out at the Cal Poly Crops Unit. It's free of charge, and you can buy rootstock for $3 a piece. All of the materials are free. Cal Poly's Change the Status Quo conference is coming up February 22nd and 23rd. Tickets are now available for the annual conference that features workshops aimed at ending stereotypes and improving society by making lasting changes. Tickets are $10 for students and $20 for non-students. The tickets include breakfast, lunch, and access to 4 workshops. You can register now at csc.calpoly.edu. Coming up next on Cptv, we have your weather update and 5-day forecast.
Things like I know.
Welcome back to CPTV.
Olivia DeJaneiro is here with your weekend weather update. Olivia, how's the weather going to be this week?
Hi guys, well last week when I was here it was hailing outside, but right now it is beautiful and 78 degrees because we have a high pressure system from the coast bringing warm weather and breezy conditions through Saturday. A cooling system is actually going to be coming in on Sunday, so that warm weather is not going to last for long, and there will be a slight chance of rain later this week, so enjoy that sunny weather over this 3-day weekend. And we are seeing some cosmic happenings in our skies. We're going to look at a video of a meteor passing over Russia early this morning. And if you look up in that corner, you can see that bright yellow spot that is that meteor. Over 1,000 people are injured from that 40-ton meteor moving about 20,000 miles per hour. It exploded in midair. So far, Russian authorities haven't reported any deaths. And also going across our skies right now is an asteroid. An asteroid came very close to Earth around 11:30 this morning. It's the closest one ever predicted, coming within 18,000 miles of our planet. That's closer than some satellites. It passed the planet harmlessly though, so that's good news. All right, so we're having warm temperatures across the Central Coast. We're going to look at a temperature map. The high in Paso Robles is about 71 degrees, Atascadero 74, Los Osos 73. Here in SLO, we're having temperatures around 77. Avila is 71. Arroyo Grande 73, Napomo 75, Santa Maria 74, Lompoc 76, Solvang 78, and in Santa Barbara there's going to be temperatures around 75 degrees. So let's go ahead and look at our 5-day forecast. Today our high is 77, but we already exceeded that high because we're seeing temperatures close to 80 degrees. And tonight we're going to have a low around 73 with clear skies. Tomorrow a little cooler, 74 degrees with a low around 37 again. Sunday, that cool front is going to come in, bringing some clouds with it, with a high of 66 and a low of 39. Monday is actually George Washington's birthday, so here at Cal Poly we do not have school, making it a 3-day weekend for us. We're going to see cooler temperatures with a high of 63 and a low around 40 degrees. And that cold front is bringing a possibility of rain on Tuesday with a high around 60. So really enjoy that weekend weather while it's here and go out to the beach, get outside because it won't last for long. All right, Lena and Ariel, back to you.
I would just love to go to the beach.
Thank you, Olivia. I definitely will be going to the beach and taking her advice.
Exactly.
Bring an umbrella or something, it'll be in the 70s. Coming up next in sports, it may seem early, but the Cal Poly baseball team and softball teams start this season this week. We have a preview of their seasons ahead.
And local San Francisco Giants fans had a hot date with 2 World Series trophies at Farmers Market last night.
It was a pretty quiet week for sports, but starting tonight, things will really start to pick up.
Ed Zucchelli is here to give us a preview of the big rivalry weekend for the Cal Poly basketball teams.
Thanks, guys. Both basketball teams are getting ready for their big weekend against UCSB as they get ready to take on the blue-green rivalry. The Cal Poly men's basketball team is looking to change their fortunes against rival UCSB on Saturday. The Mustangs have lost their last 6 games against the Gauchos. Cal Poly lost to UCSB earlier this season in double overtime by just 2 points. The last time they won a game against the Gauchos was in 2010. The blue-green rivalry for the men's basketball team continues at home tomorrow in Mott Gym. Tip-off is at 7 p.m.
Rivalry, obviously, and like you said, we haven't won in the past couple of years, so it's definitely something that we're really looking forward to.
The women's basketball team plays UCSB Saturday as well. They play down in Santa Barbara at 2 p.m. It's crazy to think it's that time of the year already, but the spring sports teams at Cal Poly are starting. The softball team started their season a week ago, and they have gone 1-5. They look to rebound from last season where they went 11-36. The baseball team had their first game of the year today in San Francisco. They are playing a 3-game series to start off the season. Some of the notable opponents they're playing this season include Washington, Holy Cross, Kansas State, and Notre Dame. And while Cal Poly baseball starts their season today, Major League Baseball teams started their spring training this week. And to get ready for the season, the trophy came to San Francisco for the Giants. Now the fans got to come up and take a photo with it. Of course, the Giants won the World Series last October. That was their second title in 3 seasons. They brought the 2010 and 2012 trophy to San Luis Obispo, this time around.
For the Giants to win the World Series 2 out of the last 3 seasons, I had to see the trophy just in person because, I mean, that's like the ultimate satisfaction in baseball.
The trophy tour ends its trip to the Central Coast today in Paso Robles.
So you are a big fan of the Giants, aren't you, Ed?
I am, and you know what? I got a hot date with not 1 but 2 trophies last night. It was pretty good.
That's a great way to spend your Valentine's Day.
On that note, coming up after the break, a club on campus is looking into making some changes.
And some Facebook pages are making quite the stir among college students.
Welcome back to CPTV.
We have reporter Katie McDermott here for your Pollywood Minute, and she has some really exciting news.
Thanks, that's right, we do. A San Luis Obispo landmark is open again. The popcorn is popping and the film is rolling. The Fremont reopens its doors just in time for Valentine's Day. They posted on Facebook yesterday, letting people know they could buy tickets for a 7 p.m. showing of the movie Safe Haven. Their doors were closed for 2 weeks because they didn't have the money to renew their lease. And during that time, they directed all of their movies to their other location in downtown San Luis Obispo. You can see more showtimes for the Big Fremont on their website, themovieexperience.com. Dinosaurs received some love on stage on our very own campus on Valentine's Day. Children and adults came to see Earth's Dinosaur Petting Zoo Thursday night in the Cohen Center. Earth is an Australian-based production company that has toured internationally to every major Australian festival and to regional and major city venues all around the country. Some attendees got to interact with lifelike dinosaurs and prehistoric creatures on stage. A cast of puppeteers brought these creatures to life. Earth has shown the 50-minute show in Australia and overseas for 4 years. The Cal Poly Gender Equity Center is hosting its 10th annual production of the Vagina Monologues this week. The show is an award-winning collection of monologues about women's experiences and feelings about sexuality. Tickets are $15 for students and $18 for everyone else. Proceeds go to ending violence against women and girls. You can catch the show tonight or tomorrow at 8 p.m. and Sunday at 3 p.m. in the Performing Arts Center Pavilion. Cal Poly students are telling all their darkest secrets, but they can get their deepest thoughts off their chest without revealing their identity on Facebook. It's a page called Cal Poly Confessions, where students can anonymously post the things they'd rather not admit to. Some people admit to scandalous things they've done, while others let out their heart's desires. The page has been around since December 12th, and more than 650 confessions have already been posted.
I love it. I feel like it gives everyone a voice and everyone can just do whatever they want on it. It doesn't even have to be real.
Other schools across the nation have their own pages like it, and the fad is even crossing the pond, making its way to English universities. And other pages like it have popped up, including Cal Poly Compliments, Cal Poly Misconnections, and Cal Poly Hookups. More than 3,900 people like the Cal Poly Confessions page.
So we have the Harlem Shake that we did at Cal Poly. Thank you for watching CPTV, and you can catch us at mustangdaily.cptv.com.